Okay, so today I am out back and I am working on putting the lattice around the deck here, and nothing can be as easy as you wish it ever was. For the most part, things are actually going pretty good. I have 7 pieces total, and I have 4 of them, almost 4 of them done. We've got the white vinyl strips of lattice here. We have the end cap pieces here, and then, well, most of it's out in the garage getting cut right now. But you have like the middle pieces that go on the ends here and join them to give you a nice clean joint, or I guess connection would be the better word. Most of this process, in fact all of it up to this point, I have not been filming because it's just a much bigger job than you think, and I have to be out of here by 2 o'clock today. But this is what I've got done so far, and it really hasn't been too bad. It's just been very time consuming, a lot of measuring, a lot of cutting, and especially with this corner here, because we got these 2 ginormous rocks that I needed to cut the stuff and, you know, form it around that. I'm actually really happy with the way that that part turned out, because I thought that was going to be just a disaster there and look horrible. But it actually worked out pretty good, and it looks pretty good. So I've had to dig in around the perimeter a little bit so that these fit down in there correctly, which has been pretty frustrating because there's just so many little rocks and pebbles in here that, well, it's hard to dig. But I started on this end so that I could do this corner first, because anytime there's going to be something that's going to be frustrating and you know it's going to be frustrating, you want to start with it so that you're not trying to do it at the end of the day when you're already frustrated with everything else. So that part is done. Then I started over here and I'm working my way down here, and as soon as I'm like, okay, this is just long strips now all the way down, that's going to be smooth sailing, then all of a sudden, for some reason, every screw I start putting in here to hang it starts stripping on me. That one right there, that one right there, and then this one down here. All 3 of them, I have no idea why. They're the same screws, the same drill, the same wood that it's going into. I have no idea what's going on with these things. And it has a weird, like, square head on it, but it fits with a regular Phillips head, so I've been using that, and I don't know, it didn't strip any of the other ones, but it's stripping these. Luckily, I have other white exterior screws. This has a star on it, so I was all happy about using those until I found out that my other star bit is too big. So I had to have Marion go in and dig through the junk drawer to find my smaller bit, because my feet are covered with mud and I didn't want to have to take off my shoes, didn't want to track through the house. So I now have my smaller bit and am ready to continue this. All right, I finished up that part, went inside, took a little break, gathered my thoughts. So that part is done. I got the last part on here. That was a little bit shorter than those 2 in the middle, so I had to do some more cuts and everything. It's coming along. It does look better than not having anything up there. I'm not 100% sold on the white, but I mean, it does look much better than it did. Definitely looks much better than it did. I really like the way that corner turned out up there. Very pleased with that. So that much is done so far. Now I have this side over here, which I'm definitely going to have to dig out some of this in order to make it fit. That side right there, this side of the steps, and this side of the steps over here. I may actually have to get one more piece of lattice in order to finish everything. I don't know, maybe not. I've got 2 more pieces here. These are each 8 feet long. That's 9 feet right there, and then 3 feet on each side of the steps. So if I don't screw anything up, I'll be able to make this happen. Okay, that piece is done over there. We got just enough left here to do the steps. That's gonna have to be tomorrow, which you guys will see before the end of this video anyway. But it is 5 after 2. I need to be in the shower 5 minutes ago. That's how it looks so far. I did have to cut this up a little bit over there, step it up a little bit, because I don't know, I guess it's the ground from the electrical box that I had put in is right there. So perfectly in the way. But that is how it looks right now. And in just a minute here, you guys are going to see what it looks like completely finished, with the lattice on the sides of the steps there as well. All right, it is the next morning, guys. I'm gonna get busy on these steps over here, finishing the lattice. In about 5 seconds, you're gonna get to see that. Last night, we went to Cleveland to see Lauren Daigle. awesome show. But I am back at it today. I'm going to get the steps done. I'm going to show you that, and I'm going to get busy on the rest of this place. Well, it's over an hour later, and I will tell you what, building this one section for just one part, for just one half of those steps over there, has been the most difficult part of this whole lattice project. And it is far from perfect. I mean, look at this. These ends aren't matching up correctly because I had to cut down a little bit more here, make it a little smaller so that it'll fit in. But I don't even care, man. Nobody's going to be coming up here looking at this thing going, wait a minute there, buddy. The good thing is both sides are the same size. So all I had to do was trace that one, cut this one a little bit more to modify it, and I'll have both of them ready to go, slap them on there, and move on to the next thing. All right, that is done. It's not perfect, and I'm not going to point out my imperfections, but there it is. We got the side done over here, and the side of the steps goes all the way around the deck. We got the side of the steps done over here. I think it looks pretty good. Here's how it looks from down here at the corner. Well, not necessarily the corner, but below the tree, below the rocks. So we'll keep on moving over here. And this is how it looks from this side here. So not too shabby. I really thought that this corner here was going to be the hardest part, and the steps turned out to be the hardest part. Looks pretty good though, and the white is pretty much growing on me. Something still seems off with it. Probably just because we've got the wood and then the black balusters and then the white lattice. But it looks pretty good. And the steps did turn out pretty good there. It just was a big job. It's taken me about 3 hours today just to do the steps and that little nook right back there. This down here, of course, is going to be cut out and mulch put in when I get around to doing this area here. But there it is. Looks good for the moment. I'm going to go upload this footage. Next up, I'm going to be working on that side of the house over there, so stay tuned.